fine.
Good evening and welcome to the RJ Squared podcast, where we invite you to join the conversation. As always, I'm Jamal and I'm here with Jermaine and Renell, and we are your unfiltered crew, diving into life, culture, manhood, and so much more. We stream here when we want on YouTube, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and join the conversation to help grow the channel and build the community. Now let's get into it. Fellas, what's good?
I'll go first. Hey,
Yes.
Raynell, text her right now and see can she come on right now. No, I'm being serious. You're laughing.
I know you are.
Text her right now and see if she can come on right now.
All right, so check it out, Kelly. So she's in class. She gets out at 7. She said,
Who are we talking about?
Lady from Columbia.
Yeah, man. Yeah. She is down.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You good? Nothing wrong with that. No, innocent. Completely innocent. Don't sweat.
All right. Well, let me just say how I've been doing. I'm still here. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, it's been a minute since we did a last podcast. We're gonna follow up on our last conversation, but I think we're gonna hit up some new topics, especially if Lady gets on. You threw me off guard with that. I didn't even know you found her.
You know me, man. I'm a resourceful young man.
I do know you. Wow. Okay. Well, we were
you
off.
put me on a mission, and I
Who did?
And
Who put you on a mission?
Well, all you guys. Well,
no,
okay,
Jermaine did.
Not you.
Yeah, Jermaine did. Let's get it. Let's be correct.
He's right. He's right for anyone watching. I did. He's right.
That's right.
That was all Jermaine.
Put me on a mission.
Come on now. Renell, I got a family. Come on.
My bad.
Jesus. All right, you know what? Whatever. You're back from Columbia. Jermaine, he's doing his business, and I'm here. So let's just dive right in. We were talking about equality off camera right before, right? Now, we're not going to get into specifics as to why we got into this conversation to protect whatever, but
sensitivities and emotions, right?
Exactly. But I was getting started on my rant, and Jermaine was like, let's save it for the pod. So here's what I was saying, and I'm going to continue where I left off. So what I was saying was we as a society may want there to be equality amongst the genders. And listen, let's keep it simple. I just mean men and women in the traditional sense. Comment if you are mad at me for saying that. Yeah, let's get some angry comments. But equality between the genders in the classical sense, I feel, may be a progressive idea, maybe even a noble idea, but I think it is destined for failure, because despite our best efforts, men and women simply want different things and are looked at as being capable or accepted for doing different things. And the two examples I gave off camera were, if a man wanted to be an elementary school teacher, right? How would he be viewed? He would get a lot of side eye, for wanting to be around kids, even though if deep in his heart, he loves kids in a platonic way and just wants to be an educator, right? Or let's say if a man wanted to go to nursing school, same thing. He'd be ridiculed, laughed at, or asked, why don't you want to go to med school? So these double standards on being called out for, not sticking to gender norms, I feel is unfair. And sometimes it's weaponized against us. In the case that was brought up off camera, which the word, can I say?
Sure, please.
The word emotional. Anyone can be emotional. Doesn't matter what gender you are.
And the emotion can be described as many things, right, Jamal? Not just tears. 'Cause
Right.
emotion can also be anger,
It
right?
could be, yeah, yeah. We're
Yeah.
we're talking about what's appropriate in a workplace environment. So if you're emotional,
Absolutely.
if you're emotional and you're called out for it, you can't call that person sexist for saying that to you. So anyway, clearly that got me triggered because I think a lot of people misinterpret things or twist things to their own
Sure.
agenda, if you
Agenda.
will.
Mhm.
But yeah, we just see that kind of gender bias all over the place, and it's time someone stood up and said something. So that's what I did. I'm standing on business tonight. I wanted to say that. That's it.
What?
Go ahead, Ray Ray.
100%.
That's it.
Wait, Ray, what's your name tonight?
My name is Captain D. Thank you very
Captain
much.
D. Jamal, what's yours?
I'm J down in the deep.
Hey! Go ahead, Raydell. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Go ahead, Raydell.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think, it's all relative to the individual, right? And I think in this world we've kind of maybe gone a little too far, and we're too deep in our feelings when it comes to professional conversations and allowing ourselves to interpret things to our liking as opposed to what reality is, right? Or to benefit us as opposed to what reality is. And as always, I am a firm believer that things always, workplace or personally, should always be handled at the lowest level possible, right? Before expediting things up the chain of command, whatever that chain of command may be. Things
Oh
should
yeah.
always be dealt with at the lowest level possible because we're adults. That's why. Not any other reason. No other reason at all because we're adults. This isn't
Well,
high school, you know?
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but we're just in a very sensitive moment right now as a society. People can't handle the truth. They can't handle criticism, even if it
Mm,
comes from a place of, hey, I think you are being a little extra right now. I'm saying this from a place of like
yeah,
concern. It doesn't even
yeah,
matter. You're just saying
yeah,
something I don't want to hear right now. So I'm going to say that you're sexist.
yeah,
That's all it
yeah.
is,
Yeah, it's crazy.
whether you're
So I
right or
will
not.
say
Yeah.
on a few occasions with both of you, I've had conversations with you, Jamal, offline, and you've like have confronted me. Like if I was getting a little emotional or whatever, maybe being a little too extra, you would say, "Hey, man, hey, hold on, killer." In your own way. You don't use those words. I do,
Right. I
but
understand.
but your way of saying, "Hey, slow your roll a little bit, Ray Ray," and this is what I'm trying to say to you, right?
Yeah.
And when you do that, it allows me to say to myself, "Self, I need to make an adjustment because he's bothered or offended by something I just said,
Hmm.
right?"
Yeah.
And I make that course correction and we continue forward. And guess what? We come back the next day, Jambone, and we're good, right?
All good.
No,
Yeah.
that is interaction between humans and how humans, I don't care about your freaking sex. Don't care. Don't care. That's how we should interact.
But you need to ask yourself if you're in a situation at work, right, and you're a woman and you do the same thing, and you say to yourself, would that make a difference? That should tell
If,
you, right?
It's a sexist situation.
Yeah,
if the roles were reversed and
no, no, no,
she,
no, no. If you were not a man, but if you said the same thing, but as a woman, right?
thank
You
you,
mean would the woman look at Raynell as
another woman.
another woman that way?
Correct.
You
Yeah,
probably would not.
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's when you know she's full of shit.
I'm
Yeah,
going to go in here and I'm not going to go on a tangent. There can never be true equality because we're so different. It's
Right.
just not possible.
Right.
Men are viewed in a certain way. Women are viewed in a certain way. Men can have sex with a lot of women. Women can't have sex with a lot of men without being not
horse,
despised, but without being what?
horse. Is that what you
Oh,
were going to say?
no. Without being chastised.
Yes.
Damn,
Okay.
Brunel. Okay.
So coerce, like,
Whoa.
look, men coerce women all day. They lie and they say whatever they got to do to
Woo.
get into the cooch. But women do the
We're back
same
in the
thing.
US, man.
Yeah,
Bring it
women
back.
do the same thing on the other end. But yeah, like that situation. You know, that's why I'm glad I never worked in corporate America because
Oh,
I know how I am.
You would have lasted 30 days, if
I'm
that.
proud to laugh in this bitch face. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
could
Like,
you, could you imagine, Jermaine?
No. Well,
Oh
yes, I
my.
could. I could imagine. It'd be
like
funny.
it's not a case in point of her saying that I'm being sexist. It's the case in point of the hypocrisy
Yeah.
that basically she was saying you can't have feelings. Correct, right now? Just to be blunt.
No, no, she was
No.
saying you can't call her out for having them.
Wait, so right now you wait. I
So
thought
so essentially the the hypothetical situation is
Very
wait, is this a
hypothetical.
hypothetical or did it
It's
happen?
it's very hypothetical,
hypothetical.
Jermaine.
It's hypothetical.
Okay.
It's hypothetical, brother. So uh man, coworker or supervisor says to employee or coworker, you know, conversation is being had about work situation, and employee says to supervisor, this, that, and that, and supervisor feels that the tone and the method of delivering the message were a little bit was a little bit extra or above or emotional, right? And even to the degree where it kind of felt a little bit aggressive, right? And I think that's all relative to the individual, right? Everyone has
Wait,
their
is this what
own.
you said originally?
That's so cryptic. You lost me at the
Okay, well,
beginning.
no, wait, hang on right
Yeah.
now. So we have, and I'm going to break it down. We have a manager, we have a
Mhm.
subordinate, right?
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
subordinate was talking to the manager in a certain type of way. The manager said you're a tad bit aggressive or emotional. That's where we're at.
Emotional. Yep, that's it. Leave it there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Which one is the man in this case scenario?
The man is obviously the supervisor.
The supervisor. So the supervisor said to the young lady or the lady in general, you're being a tad bit aggressive or emotional. The lady went to HR with a grievance towards the manager, right?
Sure. Mhm.
For the hypothetical. For the hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Look, if you're aggressive, you're aggressive. I don't think it's sexist whatsoever. Anyone can be aggressive. A woman can be aggressive. A man can be aggressive. Anyone can be emotional. A man can be emotional. A woman can be emotional. It doesn't mean it's going to be a gender specific thing that you tie that particular person through. If you're just if you're just being an ass, you're just being an ass. More than likely, in this hypothetical, the subordinate was just being an ass and thought they can get away with saying certain shit because of the way the
Yeah.
world is nowadays.
Yeah. There's always two sides to the story, and then
Yeah,
there's the truth.
and but at the same time, the thing that makes it a hypothetical is the manager could have took it a certain kind of way. Maybe the person wasn't being aggressive. Maybe the person wasn't being emotional. They were just voicing their actual opinion towards the situation. So there's plenty different ways you can go. Like one word may have been aggressive in an entire
Well,
epilogue of dialect.
I think you can use words that are passive in nature, but if your tone is up here, it becomes aggressive, right? It can potentially become aggressive. So to Jamal's point, let's create another hypothetical, right? That's one hypothetical. Now we'll create the new hypothetical. Female manager says to female employee, hey, Susie, I think you're being a little emotional right now about this topic. Is that sexist?
Honestly, I don't even know.
No, it's not sexist. Just like if the dude said it, I don't think it's sexist.
Yeah, hell to the fuck no, it's not sexist. Right, you're damn right, it's not sexist. I mean, I just don't know what regulation or policy it says if you use the word emotional, you're being sexist. Where in the F does it say that? Like, this is almost like who created this? You
So
know?
and we like to keep our 30, where are we at? 36, 38 subscribers?
Over 30. Let's just say that. I
39.
don't know.
30, how much right now?
39.
39.
Oh,
So Excuse me. Sexism is the belief that one sex is inherently superior to the other, leading to prejudice and discrimination based on gender. It can manifest as unfair treatment, stereotypes, or systematic inequalities, and is most often directed towards women and girls, but can also affect men and boys who don't conform to gender norms.
See,
That,
Jermaine, you make a great point. Most people
that's
don't
an
even
AI over.
know what the words mean that they're using.
Mhm.
Like when people say that's misogynist, a lot of women
Mhm.
use that out of context. A lot of
Yeah.
people, I should say, use it out of context. Matter of fact, I struggle to remember what it means myself.
The hatred or contempt of women.
Okay.
And just
Okay.
in
That's
reverse
that's a
for
good
misandry.
Misandry is
that's
okay for men. Okay, gotcha.
Cliff Notes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, I think it was some bullshit. You didn't deserve that. You were just being honest, and they took it and tried to weaponize it.
No, yeah,
Hypothetically.
again, it's a
Let me tell you how
hypothetical,
to
but
solve this right now.
Hypothetically.
Jamal,
Not you personally, in a
Jamal.
hypothetical situation, how the man solves this.
Yeah.
Because it was the man who's being accused of sexism. Even if you're in the the power dynamic where you're the top of the totem pole, you just take your dick out and whip it in her face. You make it real simple. You know, you like, look, it is what it is. This is how I run the ship. If you don't like it, walk the plank.
I take it back, Jermaine.
Problem solved.
I take it back. You wouldn't have lasted 30 days. You wouldn't have lasted 30 minutes. I take
Problem
it back.
solved.
Yeah.
This is how I run my ship. Acclimate
Red,
or be gone.
and here's some red pills, bitches. Red pills.
No, don't do that shit, people. If there's any kids watching, look, I'm just playing. It's a comedy
It's a
skit,
joke.
all that shit.
Jeez.
I'm
You just have
trolling,
fun.
whatever people say. I'm kidding. Don't do that shit. You take it up through the appropriate channels and you provide whatever, your evidence or whatever's going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's a touchy situation because nowadays, you know, most HRs are ran by women. Like, let's just be
Yeah.
serious.
That's true.
So it's like a
That's true.
collective of a hive mind in that certain area of the actual business where, bro, I hate to say it, but when you get an echo chamber of people, regardless if you're men or women, they tend to veer towards the hive. So,
Yeah.
you know, if most people say, hey, they were being sexist, even if the others don't think, they're just not even going to say anything, bro.
100%.
Right. You know, this reminds me of a story I heard earlier today. Was it today or yesterday? It was a Twitter story. And it was about a guy who came home. He wanted to surprise his wife, and he actually arranged for his children to stay with his parents. They lived an hour and a half away, and he wanted to surprise his wife. And when he pulls up to the house earlier than he normally would, right? There
Mhm.
was a Jeep in the driveway, but that's not out of the ordinary because oftentimes people will park and maybe it'll just be for a few minutes or maybe it's for a neighbor across the street or whatnot. But he took it as an opportunity to park further down the road so that to, rise suspicion out of his wife because he wanted to surprise her. So he goes into the house through the basement and he hears noises, like sexual noises. But his first inkling is that, oh, well, my wife's home alone. Maybe she's having some personal time,
Pleasuring
maybe.
herself, people. Masturbation.
Right. So he's like, okay, you know what? Let me be respectful and not embarrass her. Goes back to his car. He waits another 30 minutes. It's a very nice husband, very thoughtful husband. Goes
Okay.
back in the house, this time through the kitchen.
Yeah.
And he still hears those same noises, but only now he also hears a man's voice,
Oh shit! I knew this was
right?
coming. Yeah.
So he's in
He's
the
probably
kitchen.
watching TV. Let me go back to the car and give her more time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So he's in the kitchen, and
Is that a
the noises are coming from the living room. So he doesn't want to just burst open the doors and say, "Ha ha." He wants to kind of see what's going on. So he takes his iPhone cracks the door open just a little bit and records it. And as it's recording, he's watching what's unfolding in the living room on his iPhone, which is in fact his wife with a man he has no idea who he is, how they could have met, or any of this. And he films the whole thing. And I want to say he films it for a good 10, 15 minutes before his wife says to the guy, let's take this upstairs. I only have so much time. Let's take this upstairs. He hears his wife say that, possibly referring to him coming home any minute, right? So she takes this man upstairs. And when they go upstairs, that's when he goes into the living room. The man's pants are on the floor. He picks up the pants, checks for the wallet, sees the wallet, gets a driver's license out, takes a picture of the wallet, and he sits down. He's like, I don't know what to do. So what's he do? He goes back out. He goes to his car. He drives in through the garage, but he's ruffling in the garage. He's making a lot of noise, probably honks the horn once or twice, like to act like it's by mistake, just to make it known that he's home. He finally goes into the house, and his wife meets him in the living room, all disheveled in her robe. And she's like, oh, you're home so soon. Has all these questions. Why are you home so soon? What happened with work? This, that, and the other. And he goes, oh, well, I wanted to surprise you. And I had this whole evening planned out. The kids are with the parents. And she's like, okay, well, before we have our big night, and I'm very excited, by the way, thank you, let's pregame. And by pregame, she means give him head, right? So she begins to give this guy a blowjob, and he lets her do it, not knowing what transpired upstairs, by the way. And as this is going on, he sees out the corner of his eye the man who must have gone out the back walk around through the front yard. He sees this, and he's still able to go through with that. Now, all that happened. This is weeks later. He posts this on some social media site.
Probably Reddit.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
And he's like, I watched this video of my wife with this man 10 times a day. And on days where I really feel bad, I'll watch it 20 times. I don't know what to do. What else did he say? There's something else crucial that he said. But anyway, he's asking for help, basically. Like, what should he do? This is it. And his wife is very like, you seem strange lately. You seem like, you're not really yourself. What's going on? Like real concern.
She's trying to find out if he knows what's going on.
Right. But this man has receipts. He has them in the act, having sex, right, in the living room. And then he has a photo of the man's ID. And he literally saw dude running out the corner. So there's nothing she can do to deny it happened. But my question for you guys, and as I'm listening to this, I'm thinking to myself, and the guy's just a wreck. He's depressed. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to leave her, but then he doesn't know if he can stay. But my question to you guys is this. At what point do you say something? Because I feel like I would have handled that situation completely different. Yeah, I would have busted through the door and raised hell and probably kicked his ass. So that's honestly what I probably would have done.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done that. So yeah, 20-year-old right now probably would have gotten aggressive, but 48-year-old, no, I wouldn't. Because to me, showing aggression in that moment gives her value. Does that make sense? And if you're doing that to me, if you're doing that to me, to us, right? What we consider a relationship or a marriage or whatever, you allowed that third person to enter our circle, then you no longer have value to me. You are no longer part of the team. And I'll use a horrible analogy here. You're cut from the team. That's it. It's over.
She's
no
cut.
longer. She's cut. Yes,
she's cut.
So to me, it would be more of an instantaneous. I'm actually surprised that he allowed it to fester for so long.
Yeah,
and then he posted that on Reddit or whatever,
wherever he did it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like to me, that is. But I also sympathize and empathize with him because I get it. You know, love is, makes you do crazy ass shit, right? But if your wife is, gentlemen, if your wife is having sex with another man, she don't love you, bro.
Right.
And it probably isn't going to work. 95% of the time, it's not going to work. So
Right.
my answer to that is, my response to that is, I would probably immediately close that chapter in my life and move on, bro. Maybe
But
take a trip to
they
Colombia.
have two children. They have two
Fuck them
children.
kids.
It complicates things.
Fuck
It
them
really
It,
does.
kids.
it does, and you know what? You
No
protect the
complication
kid.
over here whatsoever. Fuck those
Go ahead, man.
kids.
Okay.
Look,
Please
No.
elaborate, Jermaine.
so I'm not gonna go on the fuck. I'm gonna look. So I agree with right now to a certain extent. If your wife's having sex with another man, she doesn't love you. I can agree to that. I can agree with that to a certain extent because I do feel that men can be in love with their wives and sleep with other women and still love their wives. I think some women can be in love with their husband, sleep with other men, and still love their husband. It's just their understanding of love might be a tad bit different than a male's point of view. Um, they may love him opportunistically, but not the him that is his self. Most men, when they fall in love, they actually love the person they're with, not because of um, the not qualities, but the things that she brings. Most men, when they fall in love with a woman, they're actually in love with the person, not the tangibles. Does she have a job? Does she have a career? Does she have
Oh yeah.
a
That makes sense.
master's degree? They actually
Right.
love the person. But to get to the point of the actual situation of the guy, I'm not looking at it from how he should look at the woman. She doesn't love me. I'm looking at it how he should look at himself. He's never
Yeah.
going to be, if he stays with her, he's never going to be able to respect himself. I was in this situation. I was with a woman and she cheated and I stayed with her. And every time I looked in the mirror, I felt disgusted with myself. And I'm being honest. Every time I looked in
Good
the
for
mirror,
you.
I felt disgusting with
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
So
So
can I stop you for a second? I'm
feel
just
free.
curious, and I'll let you finish your thought. When you were in that situation, and if any of this is out of bounds, please stop me. But when you were in that situation, did how long? I'm curious. How long did it take you to say, you know what, fuck this?
Another 3 years.
God
Oh my
damn.
god,
Yep.
really?
Another, yeah, I was, it was at a point in time I was trying to change my life and I thought doing the right thing meant helping in certain ways, and I just looked at life different. I did things up to that point my way for so long. I felt that, well, maybe my way isn't working, let me try to change up how I move. So there was a bunch of variables. One of the largest variables was my son. At that point, he was younger, so if I wasn't with this particular lady, then I would have to get my own place, get a different apartment or different. We were in a house at this point, but you know, I wouldn't have someone to watch my son when he comes, when I go to work, things of that nature. I wouldn't have a luxury place for my son to come, feel comfortable, feel wanted. So it was more than just me staying with her because she got good cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that type of situation. But I will tell you this: the one thing from the point or the time that I knew about the discretion or the infidelity in that case scenario, I still stayed another 3 years in.
Wow.
I can't say I was unhappy every day. Like some days I was cool, but the majority of the time it was more of me questioning, like, why am I here? It was just that thing in the back of my head, like in my head, why am I here?
Did,
Why am I with this chick? Like she's nothing, you
so
know?
so Jermaine, did you actually catch her red-handed, or was this like you saw her phone or something like that?
I never, well, when you say caught red-handed, what I feel caught red-handed is you catching someone in the actual act. I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
caught her in the act of betrayal,
Okay.
meaning having sex with another person, but I knew it happened. So let's say I see her car at his place. at 2
Mhm.
o'clock in the morning, I assume he's knocking this bitch back out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then,
Yeah.
So
every go ahead.
deductive reasoning is what you're. Yeah, I got
Deductive
you.
reasoning, yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. And she denied it to this day.
No,
Right?
she doesn't deny it anymore. But
Oh
we don't.
shit.
No,
She
she
admitted.
doesn't. We're not together. We haven't been together for over a day. We're not together.
Okay.
Yeah, she
I
doesn't
mean, for
deny it.
that 3 year span, so from point of suspicion to year 3, she denied it the whole time, right? Or did you finally
I never
convince
asked
her?
her. So let me
Okay.
tell you one thing about me, bro. I'm not confrontational. If I see you
Mhm.
doing something, you doing something, I'm just gonna make a decision off what you do. I'm not gonna say why you're fucking this dude, why you're still messing with him. That's not me. I don't do all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I make
Mhm.
a decision. Either I decided to stay in that situation, so I'm not gonna bring it up. If I decided to leave in that situation, I might bring it up. I don't think I brought it up to her until like 7 years later after I left. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that dude. Why am I gonna argue with the why doesn't matter. It's what is, what you did. That's what matters. You cheated. The why, you can love him. You can feel his dick is bigger. You can feel he's taller. You can feel he has more money. Whatever the case may be, that shit doesn't matter. What
Mhm.
matters is the actual action that happened. And there is no explanation for the action. It's just the action. So there was never me trying to pry information out of her or anything of that nature. Like I just wasn't that type of dude. I just look like
So
dudes
so
move
that's
around
where we
nowadays.
did.
Hang on. Dudes move around
Yeah.
nowadays like they're afraid of women. Bro, I check bitches' phone. I don't give a fuck. If I'm fucking with you, I'm gonna check your phone. Like, the fuck are you gonna tell me? Like, look, you can have a problem with it. Cool. You can have a problem with it, understandable. But if I want to check your phone, regardless of you give me yay or nay, if you say no, don't check my phone, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till your ass go to sleep, then I'm gonna check your phone. I don't give a fuck. Like, and people can
So
call me like what do they call men nowadays? Like
possessive or
insecure or
controlling,
whatever. No,
controlling. Yeah.
I like to know the facts. And most people
Right.
don't tell you the truth. So it's impossible for you to have true facts unless you figure them out yourselves.
Okay,
Yourself.
so this takes us back to one of our initial podcasts when we first started up, right? There was a conversation about tracking each other, right? GPS and actually sharing locations with each other. What are your thoughts now about that? Do you think that's something that's healthy for a relationship that's on good terms? And are you checking? So Jermaine and Jamal, I'd love to hear what you think about this too. Jermaine, when you say I'm checking your phone, are you checking your phone if things are on a good playing field and you guys are on good terms and there's this sense of trust amongst you? Are you still
There's never a
checking your
sense of
phone?
trust with me. And that's I'm being serious. That's before her. Look, I grew up, I learned from other people's mistakes in my own. There's never a sense of trust with me. What there is a sense of understanding that human beings are human beings, and anyone, man or woman, will cheat on you or deceive you. That's where I come from. I don't come from this bullshit Disneyland and fairy tale shit like sense of trust and loving relationship. That's not how I look at shit, bro. I look at shit no matter how much I love you, no matter how much you love me, you can still betray me and I can still betray you. So even if a woman did it to me and checked my phone, I would understand why she's doing it. If she's at all like me, that's where I come from. I don't believe in all this other dumb shit that people believe in, bro. That's not me.
Okay. So that's fascinating for me. Let me jump into that again. So is that because of your experience with this previous woman that cheated on
No,
you,
I just
or
said it's from growing up, from seeing other
from always?
relationships, from learning from
Okay.
other mistakes. Father was a Rolling Stone, aunties, sisters, whatever the case may be, girls I dated before this chick. It's a life experience leading up to a certain point. But I was this way in high school. If I'm in high school and I'm dating a chick, and let's say I got suspended for a week and I come back and she dating somebody else, okay, this is just how women are. I learned this early on, bro. Early on. I was in
Yeah.
eighth grade. I was in seventh grade dating a woman, a lady called Mary Rodriguez. She was in eighth grade. I was in seventh.
Name
she
drop.
left middle
She
school.
was a lady. She wasn't a lady.
Well, she wasn't a lady then. She was in
Okay.
8th grade. I was in 7th. I called her
Okay.
lady just, but you understand.
Okay.
But
Okay.
He's got lady on his mind. That's why.
Goodness. Clearly.
hey,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, lady from Columbia. That's my type, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's my type. But I said that earlier.
You've only told us
She's
like
coming
10
on,
times.
ladies and gentlemen. She's coming on the show sooner than later.
Yeah,
All right.
I got to
Go-
do some
please.
push-ups before she come on that day.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Continue, Jermaine.
But so the first betrayal that happened, and I can't even say it was betrayal because at least she was honest. I was in 7th grade. She was in 8th grade. Her name was Mary. She was Mexican. We started dating. School ended. She called me up during the summer and said, "I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm getting back with my ex." This is her going to 9th grade, me going to 8th grade. I understood at that moment, no matter what you do, no matter how good you are to a chick, in that moment, I understood. And everything before that moment made sense with seeing aunts, sisters' relationships, brothers' relationships, things of that nature. No matter how good you are, no matter how well you treat them, if a woman doesn't want to be with you, she just doesn't want to be with you, bro. Nothing's gonna make her stay. That's the point. And I treated it as such for my entire life after that, bro. Every chick I was with, she was never my chick. It was just my turn.
Ooh. Well, let me
I-
say this. Can I say
Yeah,
something
go ahead,
real quick?
Jimbo.
Because you really reminded me of something a wise man once said. He said, a man will sacrifice happiness
For his
for
family.
his family, but a woman will sacrifice her family for happiness.
Yep.
Mm.
And it's true.
Yeah.
You see it now. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
some
I
deep
think that
shit.
kind of, well, it kind of like it's related
Yeah.
to this. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it goes back to Eve and the apple and just wanting what you want. But I think this man in this story I told, he's contemplating giving up his happiness for his family to keep them all together. Whereas the woman clearly, she just wants to be happy. Forget the family.
Yeah.
So we got that example. We have Jermaine's example. I've lived that personally. And again, this is a show where we love all women. We're not, listen, no one's monolithic here. Okay. There are ranges to how we all behave, both men and women. But in this particular case, yeah, there's no redemption here. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up before I forgot. Go ahead, Renaud.
No. That was a great point. But I also wanted to ask, and get your thoughts, Jamal. Actually, before we go to you, Jamal, Jermaine, back to you. I understand what you're saying. I respect that. I move a little bit differently. So from my perspective, it's always been, I will trust you until you show me I cannot.
Until they give you a
right?
reason not to.
Yeah.
Right now,
Until
don't
you-
misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I don't award them the benefit of the doubt because not all women are the same. Not all men are the same.
Right.
I simply understand, regardless of how different you may think your woman is, the best woman in the world, that's how you can view her. If she's in a situation, perfect time, perfect place, perfect person, you're an afterthought. That's all I'm saying. And that's with men or women. Let me tell you, you both have been married. If either one of your wives met their celebrity crush, you don't think they'd fuck that celebrity crush, bro? If they knew it wasn't going to get back to you? I just look at shit for how it is. I look at it like, you know what? And I'm not saying 100% that they would have, because they could still love you. I'm saying, okay, if Raynell's wife or Jamal's wife was in the room with their celebrity crush and their celebrity crush hit on them, what's the odds that they would not do it? I'm going to say they would do it 85 to 90%, maybe a 15 to 10% chance they wouldn't. That's how I view it.
I think it all depends on when we're talking about, right? If we're talking about back when my back was really strong, no, I don't think so.
Bro,
Maybe these days.
bro. Who was Okay, when your back was really strong, let's say Ricky Martin would have approached your wife. Bro, you don't
That's
think
a
your wife
Yeah.
would have slept with
horrible
Ricky Martin if she
man. That's
didn't
a
think that you
horrible
would know?
example. He's gay.
First of all, Ricky's gay.
He's gay.
I didn't even know he was gay.
You didn't know he was gay? That was like the worst example, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of
Let's
somebody
use-
back then. There wasn't that many Spanish pop stars back then.
That
Well,
you
no,
know.
I'll give you.
No, they're-
I'll give you one. Alejandro Fernandez, right?
There you
Okay,
go.
Alejandro Fernandez. Did I say that right? Alejandro Fernandez.
Fernandez, yes.
You don't
Uh-huh.
think your wife, your ex-wife, would have slept with him if he presented the opportunity to her?
Javier Bardem. Women thirst over him.
There you go. There's another
Javier
one.
Bardem. I like it. No Country for Old Men was a great movie.
That was a good movie,
So,
bro.
So I was just kidding. So yeah, it probably in a New York minute. Yeah, probably because that's probably. And yeah, I don't know, man. I like to give the benefit of the doubt. And again, until you prove me wrong, and you
I
start,
think that's fair. I think that's a
in
good
my
way to
way.
be, because otherwise you stay guarded. You don't really give.
I guess what I'm saying is if I'm ever in a serious relationship again, I don't want the status quo or our normal operating procedure, for lack of a better term, to be, hey, we're in a relationship. Give me your location. What's your location? Now let's share our locations because we don't trust. No, man. Like I don't want to live in that world. And if I'm going to live in that world, then I'm just going to be single, bro, and I'm going to hang out with my dog, and that's it. Because that's not the world I want to live in.
Yeah,
So
I feel you on that one.
I agree
Not
with
worth
you.
it.
I agree with you. I don't want to live in that world either. I just know that I'm in that world though. You can look. Everything that
You're
you're
such
saying
a-
is would, coulds, and shoulds. I'm saying what is, bitch. I'm saying either one, a man or a woman, would cheat on their significant other, bro. I'm saying what is. I'm not saying I'm trying to get her location to track her every day or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Most men just want their significant others, especially if they're married and they have kids, for a safety precaution to make sure she's okay. The other thing is in the back of their head about cheating. Not even in the back of their head. They're not most of the time, they're not even thinking about it unless just things just keep occurring. Like, oh, why is she working late? She's going to the gym. She changed her makeup. She's buying different clothing. She's dressing more revealing. Things lead you to having some type of precursor, like, what's going on? Why has my significant other changed? I was with the chick one time and she was talking, and I literally said out loud, "Who the fuck have you been talking to?" That's how different she sounded. I was like, "Who have you been talking to?"
yeah,
That's how different she sounded, bro.
yeah. That's. I think we lost Jambone Express.
Yeah, he'll jump back in.
Yeah, but yeah, I hear you, bro, and I respect your point of view. I just move a little bit different, and we're allowed to move different on the show. But totally get it. I will ask you this though, one final question for you because it's it goes to the psychology behind all this, and it's fascinating to me.
Can I ask you
I
one
know
question
Joe-
before you ask me that?
Yeah,
Do you like my new hat? You didn't notice,
I can't
did you?
read it. I noticed it was green, but I can't. Only you. Yeah. Smokey the Bear, bitches. Yeah. What does it
But
say
go
at the
ahead,
very
sorry.
bottom? What does it say at the very bottom?
I don't even know.
Only you can prevent wildfires. Yeah.
Yeah, like the old
That was
commercial.
Yeah, I remember. I like it. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
You had a
shit.
question.
Yeah, the question was, we joke around a lot, and I think the audience knows that you're joking around 80% of the time with some glimpses of reality. But at the end of the day, do you feel like that situation, for lack of a better word, has scarred you for the rest of your life with your relationships?
No, I don't. Because I changed to be in that relationship. I know who I originally was before that relationship. That's the thing.
Mhm.
See, you're looking at it like I came into this relationship, okie dokie, eyes wide open, dandelions and ice cream cones. That's not how I came into the relationship. I
Rainbows
came
and
into the
unicorns, baby.
relationship. I'm sorry.
I said rainbows and unicorns, baby.
Yeah, I came into the relationship under the premise of everything I've learned up to that point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think marriage would work for me. I don't think two people can be together for 40 years and not go outside of their marriage. I think they can be together, but I think there's a lot of obstacles. I think before I got with that person, every time I spoke with the older person, when they said marriage is hard work and sacrifice, I knew what they were saying. They were saying there's betrayal in marriage. You have to be able to put that shit to the back, get over it, and keep moving. And not only betrayal from a sexual or romantic standpoint, betrayal like, oh, I trusted you with the finances. You spent our last $15,000 on this car that you didn't tell me about. Betrayal in many different ways. I expected you to raise our kids this way, but you're instilling values in them that I don't agree with. So there's different types of betrayal. But when I spoke anytime I spoke with older people and they said marriage is hard work, I understood throughout those 30 years that they were married, they've broken up, they got back together, they hated each other, they loved each other, they were each other's world, they were each other's hell, they were each other's heaven. That's the course of life when you're in a relationship with the person for that long. And you know what I said to myself? I don't want that shit. But when I decided to go against the grain and say, you know what? Let me try to not be the necessarily the good guy, but do the right thing always when it comes to a romantic relationship. And that's the only time I've ever been burnt in a relationship, when I try to do the right thing. I'm being honest with you. That's the only time I've ever been burnt in a relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that story I told sparked such a
It did.
passionate.
That was a good one.
Well, so but just to end it before we jump to the next topic, I can empathize with the guy. Like, even though I would have handled the situation differently, you really have to be sure you want to blow your family up with divorce before you do it, because that's a really big decision. And I'm sure that's partly what's weighing on him, because I know for me, my parents were divorced. I hated it. I didn't want my children to go through that. Happened anyway. So, there's that. But then there's also, this may not have been the first time. In fact, it's highly unlikely it was the first time. That's just the first time he caught her. She would only say she's sorry after she's caught, because if she truly were sorry, she wouldn't have done it. So that can never go away. So you're just caught in the middle. And that's a horrible situation to be in. And we haven't even talked about the fact why someone would want to watch that video of their wife having sex with a man 10 or 20 times a day. The psychopathy of that, the mental pathology going on.
Yeah. It's almost like punishment, onto yourself.
Well,
why
that's
would
one
you
way.
put yourself? Yeah.
But there's some clues as to why, and this is just me extrapolating from the little bit of information I have, but given how he handled the situation, how he assumed his wife was pleasuring herself, when come to find out she wasn't, she was with another guy, and then allowing her to fillet him after being with another guy. Right?
Yeah, that threw me off.
Yeah, like, because I would not have an erection after that. It just would not happen. But he was able to do it.
When he's in your peripherals and you can see him
Right.
walking.
Exactly. And then not confronting your wife. Those three examples right there kind of tell you the kind of guy this is. So for him to watch that video, it's almost like he feels emasculated, and he wants to see the kind of man his wife respects.
Or
and he's trying
denial.
to get, or what?
Or denial. Like, I cannot believe this. Wait, let me watch this video. Wait, was that her? Let me watch it again. To the point where
No, I think he believes it. I mean, he's got the evidence. But I think it's, what does this guy have that I don't?
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
think it's him constantly watching it to kind of figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
why him and not me?
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because without getting into specifics, but I have ventured into an ex's home once upon a time, and I have seen pictures of that person, that ex, with another man. Of course, this was after the relationship, right? After us being over with. But I saw pictures, I've seen pictures, and I can tell you that there's something to what you were saying because I think when you're still vested in a person and you see the person that you've been replaced by,
Mhm.
if you're looking at those pictures, if you're lingering and allowing that to be part of your daily routine, then that's a problem, right? But I can
Yeah.
tell you when I walked into this home and it saw the pictures of her, my ex, with her new person, it didn't bother me at all. No. Like I didn't give a fuck at all. And it's great to be able to say that, you
Hmm.
know. Do I still care for this person? Sure. Did we have great memories? 100%. But
Hmm.
I don't have any romantic feelings, nor do I feel any
Jealousy.
envy or jealousy to be with that person or need that person in my life. I'm almost, when I saw that picture, I said to myself, good for you. I'm happy for you. So,
Well, I think it helps to not ever have to see them again. I think that's something that's I wish I had that situation where I didn't have to see my ex ever again. But
really? Oh,
oh,
wow.
I would much rather have. But clearly, having kids, you have to co-parent, so that's just off the
Yes.
table. At least
Yes.
until my youngest turns 18, which is the day I'll celebrate. But yeah, for me, the way I best cope is just like cut
Just
you off.
cut
Yeah,
out.
cut
Yeah.
cut the tumor off, man. But having to like say hi to that tumor and chit chat with the tumor, and you know,
I have to,
I'd rather not.
so I get that, and we're all different, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always been better to face it and allow it to be as opposed to not allow it to be. Everyone's different, and
Well,
I'm not
because I'll
saying
say, okay. Let me frame it like this: if a grape victim, right, was forced to see her graper, right,
Every
every
day.
other weekend,
Yeah.
right, is it shame on them for still having a grudge against that person?
Do you
Would
guys
you
want to go on a ride with me to get some liquor?
what
Jesus. What
right now in the
the fuck is
pod?
he doing?
Right down the pod.
That
All
means
right.
he wants to change the subject. All right, so we're
No,
talking
no,
about
no. That
this too
doesn't mean.
much
That means I want to go get some liquor.
by yourself.
Jesus.
I drink alone. I don't drink with people, bro.
Bro,
Like,
I
so
thought
I've
That's a
never been
red
the type of
flag.
person. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jamal. I cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll cut it short. Anyway, I was just trying to defend why I still like.
no, I hear what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Does that victim need to see that person in order to be able to move on?
No, he's
Yeah.
saying imagine
Right.
how the victim would feel if they had to see that person that did that devastating
Yes.
act to them every other
Yes.
weekend.
Right. And there's
Yeah.
there's merit to that. I understand
Yeah.
that argument.
Yeah. But then you could like one would argue, well, clearly you haven't gotten over it, and it's like, well, you know,
I keep seeing this person.
but I'm not allowed to.
Yeah.
So,
The person keeps smiling in my face after they penetrated me. Like,
right, and no consequences. Right.
imagine a dude seeing a dude rapist. Do you
I don't
think it's
want to
more
imagine.
traumatic than a woman seeing a? No, I'm being serious. Just think about it.
I think the dude would whoop his ass or kill him.
Well, you don't know if he can whip his ass, but just
I would,
so if you take a woman and a dude, where the woman was violently attacked by the guy, but then you take two dudes, and this dude violently attacked this dude in a sexual manner, do the feelings change of the victim? Because I think as a dude being assaulted by another dude, there's a higher sense of like anger and like your self-worth. I think a woman kind of looks at it like, and I don't know this women, let me, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. This is a touchy subject. I think a woman kind of looks at it like a man will always do this. It's always going to be a man that this usually happens from with a woman. You know what I'm saying? But a man looks at it like, bro, I never let a dude take advantage of me sexually. You know what I'm saying? A woman kind of looks at it like, I can't be caught out at night down this alley with 3 dudes. They kind of know the situation. A man looks at it like, oh, let me take this shortcut through this alley. There's 3 dudes over here. I'm just not going to say shit to them and walk by or just give a what's up type shit. Does that make sense what I'm saying at all?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm picking up what you're putting down. It just goes back to that or that not argument, but discussion how there's just no equality truly, because that's a freedom that's something that men have. We can walk down a dark alley and not really have to think twice most of the time. Or I should say more likely than a woman. We can still get shanked. But
Well, most violent crimes happen from men to men, but as far as sexual assault, yes, definitely sexual assault. We're not thinking about being sexually assaulted when we're out. We're thinking about being
right.
punched in the face and robbed, that type of shit. But
Yeah,
not
that's true.
assaulted.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? What else is going on?
I don't know. We 56 minutes in. Like this equality thing, it went from here to here to here to here to here.
Holy shit. That was like we really put in some work on that one.
We didn't even get to jail booty.
You remember jail booty? Oh, jail booty.
Jail booty. So fellas, like I said, we've got an attorney on deck coming to join us in the next few podcasts. Also, a successful lady by the name of Lady down in Colombia near the Medellin area, a friend of ours, and or a friend of mine, I'm sorry. And also, see, I cleaned that up.
Wow.
And then we also have some youth movement down in Colombia. We've got some 17-year-old fans down there. They're also interested on coming on to the podcast and talking to us. So
okay.
Yeah, rest assured we've got some visitors and guests on the way.
That's awesome. That's great. So are we calling it then, fellas? I think that's a good night.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a wrap for tonight's episode of the RJ Squared podcast, where the combo never stops. If you vibe with us, do us a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. Drop a comment. We want to hear from you guys, please, and continue to subscribe. While I struggle to talk with this retainer in my mouth, Jermaine, please tell us, where can people find you on social?
November Montgomery, all platforms. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
All right.
Raynell, where can you? Yes, sir. Instagram, Raynell Saw _JR. I can be reached on Instagram. Thank you.
All right. And I'm Jamal. You can find me at Jamal is Good, Blue Sky, Instagram. And that is a wrap. Until next time, keep it grown, keep it honest, and as always, join the conversation.
It used to be bigger.
Release the Epstein files.
It used to be tighter.
There's a joke there somewhere.
I'm flabby. I'm fat as fuck.
Yeah,
I need to lose like 30 pounds, bro.
Yeah, especially
there's a joke there somewhere. All right,
y'all. He's getting ready for his adult video career. So
let's go.
All right. Peace out.
Let's go.